This is Andy Gutierrez from StarWars.com, and you are listening to Coffee with Kenobi with Dan Z. This is the podcast you're looking for.
This is James Arnold Taylor, and you're listening to Coffee with Kenobi. I have a good feeling about this.
Well, hello, everybody, and welcome back to CWK Live every Monday night at 7 o'clock p.m. Central Standard Time. I'm your host, Dan Zaire, thrilled to be talking Star Wars with each and every one of you. So, what a week. What a last week. I mean, it's not going to slow down. If anything, it's going to speed up because we've got Kenobi this week starting. And, of course, we've got a little event called Star Wars Celebration that's going to be really something special. Let's bring in our friends. Minta is here. This is the way. It's CWK Day. Hello, Minta. Alex is here. Hi, Alex. Alex, I'm going to email you. I've got some questions for you, my friend. I'm going to need your help for something. I'm putting up the Alex signal, like the bat signal. Mary, happy Star Wars Celebration Monday to you. And Minta says, yes, it's Kenobi week. That's right. It's going to be pretty fun. Jason, hello there. How appropriate. Good to be with all of you tonight. Good to have you with us, Jason. Ben says he can be here this week. That's great. Ben, welcome back. LJ is here. Hello. LJ, what's up, my friend? Josh is here. Josh wants to know, who will start packing for Star Celebration? I did last night. I'm halfway done. Yes. Definitely packing. LJ says, Celebration just a few days away. Plenty of time for Dan to add more things to Celebration schedule. Oh, buddy. That's actually true. That's actually true. Blake, what's up, man? Good to see you. Ben says Chicago was great last week, too. Ross, thanks for the recommendation for Akuma's Corner, and the Cubs won. Oh, sweet, Ben. I'm glad you had a good time, my friend. Really glad to hear that. Mary says, I started packing 3 days ago. You know, I don't blame you. There's a lot to think about. Mary posted a picture in the CWK Cafe of her son, Chaz, and his cosplay as a Jedi. Obi-Wan Kenobi looks like to me. Pretty outstanding. Please tell Chaz that I said big thumbs up for that. All right, so what is on the agenda for tonight? We've got top 5 moments from Star Wars Rebels Idiots Array, Star Wars Celebration, pregame, and your comments and questions. And Jamie is saying, go Celtics. You know what, Jamie? Welcome. I hope the Celtics win, too. I would love to see that happen. I really like this Celtics team for sure. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at what is brewing in the world of Star Wars this week.
And now, let's see what's brewing in the Star Wars universe this week.
Yes. All right. So what's brewing this week is Coffee with Kenobi is going to be really busy. Of course, you know, you've got the Celebration Podcast Meetup, which is this week. Gosh, I love it. It's this week, Thursday, May 26th at 7 o'clock p.m. Pacific time at the Hilton Anaheim Mix Lounge. Literally, as soon as you leave Celebration, you'll see that fountain that's in front of us here. And you'll see the Hilton right there. Just walk in the lobby. You will see us. All podcasts, all podcasters, and their listeners are all welcome. You can RSVP at coffeewithkenobi.com/community, but you do not need to RSVP. That's just a link to the Facebook event that I scheduled. Okay, so that's great. We got some news. Coffee with Kenobi is going to be back on the Celebration podcast stage. Initially, we were not going to because it honestly couldn't fit in my schedule. More on that in a little bit. So, but it worked out. They made it work, and they wanted me to do the podcast stage again, and I am more than happy to oblige because there's nothing I like better than doing Coffee with Kenobi in front of all of you. And I'm bringing my buddies, Corey Clubb and Tom Gross from CWK. Pour Over. Corey is, of course, the co-creator of the show, and then Tom was a longtime newsman, and now he's just a regular guest. And just a lot of fun. The three of us have great chemistry. Very fortunate to know them and looking forward to that. And it's Saturday, May 28th from 3:30 to 4:30 p.m. in room 208 AB, the exact same room where Star Wars Celebration's very first podcast stage was, and we were the first podcast to do it. So it'd be great to return to that. That podcast stage logo that Jason mentioned, by the way, designed by Corey Clubb, used by Lucasfilm for Celebration Chicago. So how about that? Arthur is here. What's up, Arthur? Good to have you, buddy. The big news, besides us being on the podcast stage, is that Dan Madsen, the legendary Dan Madsen, the founder of Star Wars Insider, the producer of Star Wars Celebration 1, and Dams Denna from Star Wars Episode 1, The Phantom Menace, is going to be joining us live. I love Dan. He's such a great guy. And to be able to share the podcast stage with him is going to be really clear, really, really glorious and wonderful. So I'm looking forward to that. So it's me, Dan Madsen, Corey Clubb, and Tom Gross on the podcast stage. That's great. And then we've got my mythology panel. Do I not have a thing for that? My mythology panel. Let me see. I think I can do something real quick here for you. While you're looking at this, if I seem a little like I've got a lot of juggling to do, well, here's why. This is my schedule for Star Wars Celebration. On the left is all the times I'm going to be the fan stage host. Thursday, you've got me at 10:30, 12, and 6. Then Friday, pretty much all day. Saturday, for most of the day, and Sunday, I've got a couple of panels going on. The Star Wars Celebration fan stage is where I will be your host, which is wonderful. You may hear my dog in the background. My dog is so excited about Star Wars Celebration that she can't contain herself. So I already talked about the podcast stage on Saturday. Now on Thursday, shortly after Celebration starts at 12:30, from 12:30 to 1:30, is the panel that I am running by myself. The Mythology of Star Wars, Behind the Facts and the Fiction. That is on the University stage at room 205AB. So that's that. So Thursday, I've got the Mythology of Star Wars, Behind the Facts and the Fiction panel, University stage, room 205AB. And then Saturday, 3:30, the Coffee with Kenobi podcast stage, 208AB. When is lunch? That's a good question. Hopefully sometime. Mary says, beautiful logo as always by Corey. Thank you. I will pass that along. And I agree. He's amazing. Mina says, dang, you're going to be a busy man this week. It is true. Plus, I'm going to be covering Kenobi as well. Jason says, dude, load up on your One Nation Coffee with that schedule. Oh, yeah, right. We're not working with One Nation Coffee. We had a wonderful run with them, which I didn't announce that. I don't know why I would have. But I still have plenty of reserve One Nation. I love One Nation, love the guys. We just sort of moved on to different things, but they are wonderful. I wish them nothing but the best, and they've been very, very gracious. And honestly, the guys from One Nation may very well be a guest on Coffee with Kenobi at some point. Ben wants to know when lunch is. Whenever I can sneak out there, I think. Blake says, Dan is going to sleep a total of 45 minutes this weekend. God bless you, brother. You know what? I'm so fired up. Seriously, I'm going to be sleeping a lot. Well, I won't be sleeping a lot this week, but I told my wife yesterday, I can't wait to get on the airplane because that's when I'm going to sleep. Mary says, Ben, I was thinking about when the bathroom breaks will be. Well, gosh, don't say that. Now I didn't even think about that. I'll make it work. I'll make it work. Cato says, Mythology of Star Wars is my total jam. I hope to hear all of your panels go, but especially that one. Well, Cato, thank you so much. Wish you could be there. It's going to be a blast. I love doing it. It's very much like me teaching a class that I do at school, the mythology classes that I have. So besides the panel, the podcast stage, and all of my hosting duties, I'm going to be signing. Finally, when the Star Wars book came out, there was a lot of signing that was going to happen, but we couldn't because that's when COVID really kind of reared its head. But it's all going to even out. It's all going to even out. So Thursday from 3 o'clock to 4 o'clock at the Mysterious Galaxies booth. And then Sunday from 11 to 12 at the Mysterious Galaxy booth as well. All of my books will be available for purchase. Or you can bring your Star Wars book or Star Wars character encyclopedia, and I'll be happy to sign them. No need to purchase those. I Am Your Father doesn't come out till the 30th, but it comes out on Celebration before that. So you can actually purchase I Am Your Father and at the Mysterious Galaxy booth with me on Thursday from 3 to 4 and Sunday from 11 to 12. Amy Rakow will be joining me. So the two of us will be working together to sign these books. So yes, fan stage hosts, a panel, a podcast stage, and a couple of author signings. I can't wait. Honestly, don't worry one bit about me being tired because I am not going to be tired. And I'm going to save my energy for Saturday, June 18th. And if you are local in Central Illinois, I'm going to have a book talk and author signing, Q&A, and then we're going to watch Star Wars New Hope on the big screen together. That's in a couple weeks, so I guess we'll just wait on that one. So it's going to be fantastic. I mean, my goodness, it's going to be so much fun. Amber says, life has been hard lately, and I'm glad to be back on CWK Live. Well, Amber, we're sorry to hear that, but we're glad that you can join us. Hopefully Star Wars will give you a nice escape. Ross is here. What's up, man? Jason says, Amber, we're glad you're back. Absolutely. And Ben says, I hope we can add a little bright spot for you today. Absolutely. And I think we'll be able to, because we're going to talk about Star Wars Rebels, Star Wars Celebration. I posted in the cafe today all the different asking who is going to be in Celebration. So a lot of you are going to be there. If you can't go to Celebration, please don't worry about it. We're going to make you feel like you are part of Star Wars Celebration, because you are. You absolutely are. Alex says, I'm so excited for everyone going to Celebration. Take lots of pics, for sure. So there's one other thing I want to talk about, and feel free to ask me about it at the end of the show. But a couple of days ago, something happened that was so unbelievably spectacular. Many of you have heard it. I've heard a lot of comments. It's already one of the most listened to shows I've ever done. But Ewan McGregor was a guest. That's right, on Coffee with Kenobi. I had the good pleasure of interviewing Ewan McGregor, who plays Obi-Wan Kenobi, Moses Ingram, who plays the new Inquisitor, and Deborah Chow, the director of Obi-Wan Kenobi on Disney+. All of them, I got to speak with all of them alongside Jedi News, Sky Talkers, and Trisha Barra Fangirl Blog. And that was amazing. Just only 4 fan sites got to do these interviews. And I got to tell you, they were spectacular and fun. And guess what? There's more to come. There is another pretty cool thing that's happening very, very soon to the show. I'm really looking forward to sharing, but I'm glad everyone liked it. If you haven't got a chance, be sure to download it and check it out. I mean, Ewan McGregor was on Coffee with Kenobi, and I was actually drinking coffee when I talked to him. So it doesn't get much more Coffee with Kenobi than that, honestly. Minta says, so amazing. Ross says, great episode. And Blake says, our main dude, Dan, literally became a Jedi Master here. Ta-da! How about that? I'm very happy because it was fun. It was great fun. It was great fun. And Jason says, Obi-Wan Kenobi on CWK. Doesn't get any better than that, right? I hear you, man. I feel very blessed. Ben says, I'm listening on my drive tomorrow. Cannot wait. You're going to love it, buddy. Kato says, I doff my cap to you, sir. Well, thank you. I doff my cap to you. Appreciate that. All right, let's take a look at what the topic for tonight is. Top 5 moments from the Star Wars Rebels episode Idiot's Array with one of the smoothest scoundrels in the galaxy, Lando Calrissian. Dennis says, great episode and interview. Well, thank you, Dennis. Appreciate that, my friend. Yes, tonight is Top 5 moments from Star Wars Rebels Idiot's Array. Quite an exciting episode, but a very different kind of an episode from what we've been working with for the series so far. I like, and I think this is good storytelling. They get very, very intense, and then it kind of mellows a little bit. Well, this one certainly isn't mellow, but the stakes aren't as high as getting a kyber crystal and facing your fears through the lens of the Inquisitor. But it's still pretty fun. So let's go ahead and take a look through this list. Number 5 for me is playing Sabacc. I love Sabacc. This was one of the few times, early on in Star Wars' canonical run, where we got to see a lot of Sabacc and see the cards in person, like really in a live action or an animated thing, Star Wars related. So seeing Zeb and Kanan and actually getting to see the cards a couple of times, and then you hear Lando / Billy D. Williams' voice, but you don't get to see him at first. So that's really cool. Love that so much. It was great. A great little surprise the first time I ever saw the episode. So yes, number 5 for me is simply Sabacc. Kato's number 5, of course, the reveal of Lando at the table is so fun. Yes, it is. Minta, the lightheartedness of the episode definitely needed a good laugh after some of the darker episodes. Exactly. That's exactly right. It kind of balances things out. Mary's number 5, Zeb and Ezra opening the crate, the puffer pig puffing up, and then Kanan saying, I don't want to know. That was pretty funny. I hope that comes up a lot. I'm kind of expecting that it will. Which it will here. Jason says, the lighthearted nature of the episode really helps balance things out after the previous 2 more serious episodes. Henrik's number 5, all the humor throughout, which is very funny. Ben's 5 is getting past the blockade. The Ghost Crew are really good at creating their own problems. This time it's Zeb scaring the puffer pig and Ezra's jealousy. There's a great puffer pig you can purchase at Galaxy's Edge too, by the way. Jamie's number 5, Chopper being wagered as part of the bet in Sabacc, and his reaction to some of the funniest moments in this episode. Oh, I should have thought of that, Jamie. That's good. I love that too. That was great. Blake's My top 5 is everyone's picks here since I forgot we were still watching Rebels this week. The Jedi Council didn't grant me the rank of Master. I wonder why. You know what? I'll allow it. It's okay. It's okay, buddy. 5 for Ross. The puffer pig has become one of my favorite creatures. The puffer pig is fun. Super fun and really cute design, too. Okay, let's go ahead and jump into number 4. Number 4 is Lando. I believe, let's see. Kato mentioned it earlier, but Lando's first appearance, even though we knew it was going to happen because of the previews from the week before, you hear Billy D. Williams' voice, but the reveal of Lando was great. Very smooth and really kind of shows that Rebels is not going to be afraid to introduce a lot of different characters. Lori is here. Hello, Lori. Good to have you. Lori says, I love my pig from Galaxy's Edge. They're fun, and when you squeeze them, they make that noise. There's actually a video on my YouTube channel, on Coffee with Kenobi's YouTube channel, where I tour the creature area. I can't think of the name right now. I'll look it up. But it's pretty fun. Mary says, Blake, you're at MegaCon this weekend. Sounds like a good excuse to me, right? Yeah, MegaCon looked like a lot of fun. Plus, he got to meet the Moff Gideon. So that's pretty cool. Josh says his smooth voice is extremely comforting. Yes, and almost deceptively so, I would say. Minta's for the puffer pig. Cute and hilarious as it was startled by Zip. Plus, there's a recipe for it in the official Star Wars cookbook. Oh no, is there really? I forgot about that. Jason's for the Cloud City music from The Empire Strikes Back. Nice. Henrik's is Hera's number 4 is Hera. Let me try that again. Henrik's number 4. Hera escaping from Az Morrigan. Cool. Yeah, that was pretty neat. I'm kind of talk about that later a little bit. Henrik, you and I seem to be on the same wavelength quite a bit. So that's cool. Ross is number 4. Ezra getting so jealous at Lando praising Sabine's art and schmoozing with her so much. Pretty funny. It's got some good lighthearted moments. Kato's number 4. The film's musical nods to things like the escape from the Death Star rift during the TIE Fighter battle and the bits from the Cloud City theme heard after the final shootout near the end. Good call. Yeah, the musical cues are so subtle, but really distinct in this first season. Number 4 for Mary. Zeb beating Chopper in the Sabacc game. Chopper and Kanan were not happy. Of course not. Seeing Kanan unhappy like that it's kind of fun to see him lose is cool. I mean, it was not bad, but it was funny. It was played for comedic effect. Jamie's number 4. What's going on here? It's a puffer. I don't want to know. Somehow the puffer pig reminds me of Spider Pig from the Simpsons movie, even though there's no commonality than them being pigs. But it does have that great song, Spider Pig. That's good. Ben's number 4, Lando's introduction is if the whole galaxy already knows who he is, and just a suave way of talking. What smooth flying. Yes, that's so fun. See, this is a fun episode, and I liked it. I wouldn't rank it as one of my favorites, but it's fun, and you're all helping me to see how fun it is. Speaking of, I don't know, it's appropriate to say this is fun, but Hera is very disarming to Lando, and I think he thinks he's got the upper hand. He thinks he can just smooth talk his way through this, as he has countless times in his life. But Hera is no damsel in distress. Boom! Hera's punch to sort of even things out with Lando and basically show him, no, buddy, you're not the boss of me. You're not going to get the upper hand on me. And it's pretty great because Hera hasn't really cut loose like that very much in the series so far, but I love how it happens in this one. Number 3 for Minta is Lando's cameo. It was a great way to introduce him into the Star Wars universe before The Empire Strikes Back. Yeah, because that's the closest to Empire that we have so far. Mary's number 3 is Lando being a smooth operator. Hearing Billy D. Williams was awesome, and he is awesome. Of course, he's always awesome. He never disappoints. He's really got a way about him. Jamie's number 3. Quite a day you're having. First you lose Chopper, then Hera. That's a good line, too. You're always good at those lines, Jamie. I appreciate that. Jason's number 3 is Hera going Mama Bear on Kanan and Zeb. And Henrik's number 3 is Ezra's blaster lightsaber combo. Henrik, that's going to come up for me later too, buddy. Number 3 for Ben, the reveal of Ezra's blaster in his lightsaber and Kanan being both impressed and jealous at the same time. That's right. I love that. Ross's 3, how in control Hera is at all times, overcoming Lando's betrayal, escaping Az Morrigan, doing the right thing and not turning over Lando, but punching him for payment. I like how you explained that, Ross. That was great. Number 3 for Kato. I've been doing a movie rewatch prepping for Kenobi, and because I was just watching Return of the Jedi, I was noticing the way some of the crime bosses are all about the sensual pleasures. That got me thinking how this comes up throughout the saga and how aspects of indulging the senses or control are often used as contrast. That's pretty smart, my friend. I like that. And it's true. I don't think we've really shed a light on that, at least on the show, but I think you've got a pretty powerful thesis there, for sure. Number 2. Number 2 is quite simply these puffer pigs. I don't usually lean towards creatures or that kind of stuff. I mean, I think that's fun and all that, but I usually am drawn more to the mythological aspects or lightsabers or character stuff. But sometimes, and if I had the sound effect now, I would play it. Sometimes you just need puffer pigs. They're adorable, right? Whether they get scared and puff up or when you first see them and the sound they make. Again, I am leaning towards the Galaxy's Edge stuff. I love it. On more serious episodes, I probably wouldn't rate something like that so high, but for this one, it just seems appropriate because of the joy it brings me. Minta's number 2, I don't want to know. Kanan choosing to avoid the situation with the puffer pig altogether just made me laugh out loud. Thus startling my puppy from his slumber. Oh, that's funny. The puppy might not think so. Kato's number 2, that puffer pig, what a great concept and can be used in place of tech. That's right. Sort of the organic aspect of things. Jamie's number 2, Lando, and how he is brought into the world of Star Wars animation. I honestly had forgotten from when I watched this for the first time a few years ago. It would be him on the other side of the CWK table. Great job all around to bring this character back to us. So, Jamie, that's great, and that's exactly one of the things I hope people get. If you haven't revisited the series in a while, rewatching along with us on Coffee with Kenobi is wonderful because you get those surprises all over again. You get to experience them almost again for the first time, even though it's the second time or third. So that's wonderful. Jason's number 2. So many fun lines in the episode. My favorite, well, at least we got Chopper back. Here I'm looking for a positive here, which is what Kanan says. And Henrik's number 2, Lando looking at Sabine's artwork. Oh, yeah, that's a kind of a fun little character thing that's nice and subtle. Ben's 2, Lando's surprise offer of Hera. She plays along and proves how resourceful she is, even though it's a sly way of doing it. Lando proves that the crew really is lucky to have a captain like Hera. It's true. It's very true, and she is amazing. Ross's number 2 is CWK. I love the universal acknowledgement of it throughout the Star Wars galaxy, and it is fun to play. It is. It's very fun to play. It's even more fun on the Star Cruiser, buddy, as you'll see. Mary's number 2, Hera. This was such a good episode to show how smart, cunning, and professional she is. Plus, she has the mastery of wrangling this group constantly. Constantly. She's Mama Bear, but she's so much more than that. And this episode's actually a really good showcase for her. But there can only be one number 1. We've hinted to it before. Henrik has talked about it. Someone else talked about it too. I can't remember who, so I apologize. But the reveal of what Ezra's lightsaber can do. And it's perfect because he's a kid, but he's also got a weapon. He's involved with these rebels and it's some dangerous stuff. But the Ezra surprise of his lightsaber also being a blaster that can stun. Kanan's reaction that someone mentioned earlier. Well, Mary's number 1 is actually going to lead that. It's great. I love it. And it's such a cool, I think I said this before, but the first time we brought Mason to Disney World, he was little. Maybe it was the first time. Maybe it was the second time. No, yeah, it was the second time. He was 3. And he got Ezra's and he just had the most fun with that thing. It's a great one. It's just a great sound. Let's see. Number 1 for Minta. Hera, from beginning to end, she proved she wasn't faced by Lando's plan. And that point was proven when she gut shot him in the gut. That is very true. Kato's number 1. Kanan making a few bad deals. Now Hera adjusts to the situations, including understanding how to deal with Lando. They are an interesting pair. Fascinating pair. Really good. Mary's number 1 is, hey, mine doesn't do that, as I alluded to before. Jason's number 1. Billy D. Williams, especially that smooth laugh and voice here. Lando, take all my credits. No problem. Henrik's number 1. Hera calling Zeb by his full name. Yeah, speaking of Mama Bear stuff. Mean says honorable mentions Ezra's lightsaber blaster. That is all. It's a pretty good one. Ross's number 1 is Chopper. He's an afterthought for much of the story to everyone else, but he is the leader. He is the leader. He always is and ends up being the hero again. Yes, he does. My favorite. Ben's number 1, Chopper steals the fuel in a funny way too. This whole experience teaches the crew to appreciate Chopper and each other more by the end. Oh, I like that. Mary says to Henrik, that is my honorable mention. I love it every time Hera does that. Cool. Jamie's number one, Hera. She is a rock star in this episode. While she holds her own to escape her captor, she still has the wisdom and understanding to not just give up. Lando is part of the deal. Though everyone else wishes she would have, she instead sets the terms of the negotiations at the end. If you didn't know she was in charge, she absolutely shines here. Bravo. Well, that was fun. So I guess we got good and bad news. So next week's top 5. Well, that's not right. It's not from Idiots Array. Next week's top 5. I forgot to upload the correct one. I can't imagine why I haven't been doing anything else. Just kidding. Next week, we're gonna do top 5 Star Wars Celebration moments. Look, a lot's gonna happen this week. There's 4 episodes left of season 1. Rebels is gonna go on hiatus for a little over a month. We will definitely return back to Rebels because I'm enjoying this rewatch. It's been really rewarding and fun with Mason and I to watch together. But we got to go through Kenobi, and we got to talk Star Wars Celebration. So what's going to happen in Star Wars Celebration in just a few days? A lot. There's going to be a lot you're going to want to talk about. So whether you're there, whether you're watching on StarWars.com live, whether you're following along on social media on Coffee with Kenobi, I'll be doing stuff on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. I'll even do some Gasp TikTok stuff. So I'm going to have a lot of stuff. A lot of your other favorite content creators will have a lot of coverage too. So you're going to have a lot of Star Wars Celebration announcements and moments and images and videos and things to enjoy. We're going to talk about them all here next week on Coffee with Kenobi. I will say, however, that next week is going to be a bit of a different schedule, so we'll get to that as we jump into Ask Dan Z. So Amber wants to know, can I stream the panels from home? Some of them are, just it kind of depends on what the producers do, but StarWars.com will be where you'll go and where they'll put stuff out. Kato is hoping to check on the celebration streams for sure. Mary says, oh my gosh, it'll be a hard top 5, but I predict the podcast meetup will be close to the top. I think so. Blake says, I feel like our community is going to have a lot of commentary for the weekend. I think so too. Ross says, you're going to Star Wars floss on TikTok. Oh, you know what? Maybe I will, buddy. Maybe I will. Meantime, I'll most likely follow Celebration via social media or Star Wars Live. You should. We'll have lots of stuff in the cafe and on all of our Coffee with Kenobi stuff too, Minta. What panel am I looking forward to the most? Well, I really think the first one with the Lucasfilm showcase, that'll be fun, I think. If I have time to shop around, is there anything you're looking to buy for Star Wars collection? There's some cool t-shirts. I really like that Jango Fett windbreaker. That would have been a fun thing to explore. I just ran out of time, but there's a lot of great stuff in the store. Blake, what about you? What did you have your eyes on? Let's see. I got next week. Oh, the audio did cut out. Let me try that again. Okay, let me rewind. So normally on Monday nights at 7 o'clock, we do our Facebook Live, but I will be on an airplane next Monday night, and I will not be able to join you. So obviously we can't do that. So I'm going to get home late Monday night. Tuesday, get life back to whatever, and then we'll do Facebook that night. We'll do a full Star Wars Celebration recap. We'll give your top 5 celebration moments and your comments and questions on that. We are going to be looking at Kenobi. I still kind of have to figure out a schedule because I want to review Kenobi with you all like we did the Bad Batch, the Mandalorian, and the Book of Boba Fett. So we'll do that it might be a little crammed, or we may have to figure something out. But let's just say, just like last week, this week and next week are going to be a lot. You're going to get a lot of Coffee with Kenobi on your podcast feed. So appreciate your support and your feedback and just hearing what you think about everything that we're going to see. So don't forget, next week, it's going to be Tuesday, May 31st for Coffee with Kenobi's Facebook Live. So that is going to be wonderful. Mary says, jet lag on Tuesday. No, I think I'll be okay. I've almost got this West Coast trip down. So fingers crossed, Mary, that continues. Josh says, we're also figuring out when we will review Kenobi. It's going to be hard, isn't it? Because all celebration stuff. The podcast stage, even though if you're not able to join us, there will be audio of the podcast stage I will release as a regular podcast. So you will be able to hear Coffee with Kenobi live from the podcast stage on the podcast feed for sure. I'm going to do daily shows of Coffee with Kenobi, daily recaps with me, Tom Gross, Corey Clubb, and some surprise guests. So that will be fun. And a recap at the end of it. We're going to talk about Kenobi, the podcast stage, audio. So it's going to be a lot. It's going to be a lot. And then I've also got a special show coming out really, really soon as well. So it's going to be wild. Ben says it's like there's too much Star Wars happening at once. So wait, that's not possible. Yeah, it is like drinking out of a fire hose in the best way possible, because there's going to be a lot of great stuff. A lot of great stuff to share. There's a lot of stuff that I have an idea about. There's also quite a bit more that I have no idea about. So I love it because I like doing the show and being here with all of you. And I'm also a fan, just like all of you. And so I'm just overjoyed to spend Star Wars Celebration with you, or share Star Wars Celebration stories and pictures and images with all of you, and just to learn about all the new stuff and see my friends. We're going to give so many hugs to people. I can't wait to see my friends. It's going to be great. Mina says, why not make a CWK 2-night Facebook event, then everything can get covered? I may have to do that, Minta. At some point, my family's going to be like, wait, do you live here still? Because I've been pretty busy the past couple of weeks getting ready for being the host of the fan stage, and then Kenobi, and then all the celebration stuff and the rest of it. But I wouldn't trade for anything. I'm having a blast. I'm so full of adrenaline and so excited. I'm having an absolute blast. And I hope that if you are at Celebration, you'll be able to join me on the fan stage for all the great panels I've got going on. I'm very fortunate to host and introduce and not necessarily be a part of. Some I'll be more heavily involved than others, but I'm going to be there. I'm going to be around, and I can't wait to see these amazing panels and panelists and learn from them and have fun with them and celebrate Star Wars with them. Then you've got me again on Thursday, 12:30 p.m., the Mythology of Star Wars Behind the Facts and the Fiction on the University Stage, 205 AB. Saturday on the Coffee with Kenobi podcast stage, 208 AB, with me, Tom, Corey, and the wonderful Dan Madsen. That's Saturday, May 28th, from 3:30 to 4:30 p.m. At room 208 AB. And then if you are at Celebration, there are 2 days when I will be signing at the Mysterious Galaxy booth right next to the DK booth. You'll have copies of I Am Your Father, which is not available until after the celebration is over, but you can purchase it there. You can also purchase the Star Wars book and the Star Wars Character Encyclopedia at the Mysterious Galaxy booth. I'm happy to sign all of them. If you already own some of my books, bring them with you, and I'm happy to sign them at no charge to you. So that's Thursday from 3 to 4, and Sunday from 11 to 12, both at the Mysterious Galaxy booth. There you go. No problem, right? It's going to be a blast. It is going to be a blast. Speaking of a blast, remember this week, it happened. Dan Zayer had coffee with Ewan McGregor. Ewan McGregor was on Coffee with Kenobi with Moses Ingram, who plays Reva, the new Inquisitor, and I also spoke with Deborah Chow, the director of Obi-Wan Kenobi. Fortunate to be a part of a very, very exclusive roundtable with me, James from Jedi News, the amazing ladies from Sky Talkers, and then Trisha from Fangirl Blog. Blake says, round of applause for Dan getting where he is now. Oh, thanks, man. We're also happy for you, dude, and have fun this weekend. The Force is strong with our CWK family. Nothing touches this community in the Star Wars universe. Well, dude, that's very kind of you. Really appreciate that, my friend. Really, truly appreciate that. Meantime, may the force be with you. Hey, it's a week of celebration. It's the week of Obi-Wan Kenobi. It's also the week of Stranger Things and the new Top Gun. So, wow. A lot of fun stuff if you're a fan. Ben says, have a great time at celebration, everyone. Safe travels. I look for everyone on the streams. Good luck, Dan. Yes, definitely be on the lookout on the streams. You never know where I might pop up. Mary says, have a great week, everyone. Can't wait to see some of you guys in a couple of days. Safe travels to everyone heading to Anaheim. Jason, have a great night and week, everyone. Great to be with all of you. It's great to be with you, my friend. As Murray just mentioned, Thursday, May 26th at 7 o'clock is the Star Wars Celebration podcast meetup. Kato says, thanks and enjoy the Star Wars waters. Appreciate that, my friend. Ross says, have a great week and safe travels to those who are on the move. Ross, you too, buddy. Ross, we'll see you on Wednesday night. Again, the podcast meetups at the Hilton Anaheim Mix Lounge. All podcasts and listeners are welcome. See you very soon, everybody, sooner than you think. And remember, this is the podcast you're looking for. Don't forget, next week is not Monday, but in fact, Tuesday, May 31st, where we do our full Star Wars Celebration recap, your top 5 celebration moments, and your comments and questions. Have a good one, my friends. See you soon.
This podcast is not endorsed by the Walt Disney Company or Lucasfilm Limited. It is intended for entertainment and informational purposes only. The official Star Wars website can be found at www.starwars.com. Star Wars, all names, sounds, and any other Star Wars-related items are registered trademarks and/or copyrights of Disney and their respective trademark and copyright holders. All original content of this podcast is the intellectual property of Coffee with Kenobi unless otherwise indicated.
This is the podcast you're looking for.